Hello and welcome to my Worldpainter tutorial. I haven't done a tutorial for ages and it's about time I start a new one. This tutorial is about creating the Kingdom of Westeros, and I will show you what brushes I like to use, what methods I like to use, and there is nothing right or wrong about creating your own custom map. What you also can see here is that I have used an overlay image, which you can switch off and on by clicking on this icon over here. I have found this image on a website I will show you. You have probably seen this website before. Lord Dacker uses it, and I think also that Viggoman has been using this one. I will link this in the description below. I have just found a custom created map I'd like, and I've cut out the part with Photoshop. For this video we shall be making cliffs, and I will start on working on these islands you can see over here. These will be the main islands in my roleplay series where the player will start. So I will focus on making this part first, and then we should go further on with other parts of the kingdom as we go along. Now, my overlay map isn't well, I don't have to use it. It's just a pinpointer as to the direction I want to go. And I really love the mountains here and the rivers. I'll be using some of them, not everything, but as you can see I have also expanded my mountains, and I think it's gonna be very interesting. As you can see, I have already worked on one of the islands. This is it's not a test island, it's one of the islands that is finished. It's a small island. We will have a look at it in-game in just a couple of minutes. We shall start working on the larger main island and also on the smaller ones. Now let's have a look at this island I've created over here. So let's have a look at the island I've made. Now, this is the island I've created. I always have a look with journey map to see just how it really looks in game, and it looks just, I really like it. What I've been using is gravel on all the ocean floor. I will tell you in a bit why I've been using that one. When I expand anything, it will be gravel first, but you just paint over the sand if you want beaches, because you can't have beaches on every shoreline. This is pretty sandy place, so for me it's very nice. Now let's have a little look around. Here are some of the cliffs I've been making, and I'm using rock layers. So it's a mix of rock, granite, andesite and diorite. I will show you guys how I made this, also how I got these trees and bushes from, and how you make those. This is a layer, and I will show you. And also I will show you how to make cliffs like this. Now on this side you can see some really good cliffs going down to the ocean. And the reason, yes, why I don't have regular Worldpainter flooring is because you'll get reeds everywhere where there is dirt and grass. I don't want that. I want to keep it like this, an ocean with no reeds, and I'll use rivers for reeds and lakes with reeds, but not the ocean sides. And I also want to have some stone shores, cold beaches with just rocks and gravel and nothing else. But I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. And the reason why I have it a bit flat on the top is also because I want to make it interesting to have buildings on. And I will share this whole map when it's done. Everything will be made in vanilla. So I use a brush called Mesas when I'm making the clips. And I also make it that it also goes to about 85 in height, which I have gotten from Lord Dacker settings. And let's click on this. So to start making a cliff, you can use like this. You hold the button to get the result you want. It should get flat on the top, see, like this. You can zoom in. It's already a kind of cool piece. You can also increase the intensity to get it more stronger. What I like to do when I have made cliffs is to use the flatten tool. And if you then right click and just drag the ocean inside, you will get these very steep cliffs like this. It's also important to make sure that you have some interesting pieces of landscape when you create a map. This is also interesting for yourself, but also interesting for the ones you want to share this map with. I used the flatten tool actually a lot to create cliffs, just not only the brush, because I can drag the cliffs around with the flatten tool like so, and then create overhangs which are connected to this cliff, but they make like better slopes, and you can also drag stuff inwards just to make it really steep on the sides. Just have to fool a bit around with the flatten tools to make cliffs. I'm planning out some cliffs. I like to make sure that I know where I gonna have my beaches. So let's increase intensity a little bit and continue on this cliff. Let's see. And we should make it a little bit steep inside. And if I want to make a beach like this part, you could just raise this up, and you can make sure it goes something like this. You kind of close this, yeah, you kind of close this part inside, and then you can start continue raising this to get the flat. Maybe not keep it completely connected over here so that you can actually travel beneath, between, and use the right click button and then get these cliffs really inside. Maybe make a little bay like this, and you can use the flat tool to smooth out the beach. You see you get gravel now, but that's no problem. We can always paint over with sand. I will do that because I want to have some sand outside on the ocean floor as well. And we can flatten this part a little bit out. Now you can go in game and have a little look at this part to see if it's something you like. And I can already see that I actually like this part a lot. There's a lot of room to access the beach. You can have some buildings here, you can have a ship here, or just some nature scenery. So I think that will be very nice. So let's start continue on this part. Just have to, well, work around and see what kind of parts you like and don't like and what you really want to go for it. And you can also make a top part by increasing this. Let's increase it to 95, and when you then do this, you'll get that extra part on top, which also makes for a very interesting landscape and for building. should also use the smooth tool for your beaches, because this will make it a lot more better. Make this kind of hills a little bit better. And as you can see, I wrote a little bit with the map, and I'm getting somewhere where I'd like it. And get this away, and this, and that. And now you see this gray part, which is gravel, and I'm gonna paint over some sand. Just using the terrain and sand, and then only on terrain, and then gravel. More. Where's gravel? There. Intensity will be on max. I want all the gravel away, like so, and here, and here. On the cliff sides, it's not that important yet, but I will do like this. There's a little bit gravel on these cliffs, because I want to have some rocky cliffs too. This is gonna be a beach, and this is gonna be a beach. Like so. Now, I want to do some sand shores. Whatever is beach, so only on water. And we can just keep this brush. I like this brush actually. You can use round brush or standard brush. But I just like keeping this mesa brush because I don't want it to be like, you can see it's have a clear edge on the surface, because sand will spread out very uneven. And we'll then spray on some sand over here. Most likely I will change the slopes of the depth too. So the sand will change accordingly to that. But for now, I want to have a lot of sand just being spilled out on the ocean. This will be very pretty to view. And we're gonna view it in game just very soon. Like so. And some parts are gonna be stone and gravel shores. So let's put a marker up. Our player is going to start here. I'm just going to save it, and then I'm going to export it out, just this island, and we just have a look at it in game. Okay, let's have a look at our beach and our cliffs. I like this formation already. I kind of like this beach too. We haven't set any biomes yet. Let's have a look at it with the journey map. We can map out everything. Yeah, crows at the beach, but that doesn't matter. There's just a vanilla part. I like the shape. And as you can see, there's a lot of sand on the ocean floor here. We have the gravel here, and we will make a gravel ocean floor outside here. We'll use some gravels here. There's some sand here too. Maybe we should just make this 4-stone shore. There's a little bit of sand here, not much, so we have to add in more sands to the ocean floor. But I like this so far. And it's starting to take the shape I like. Okay, we are back. I have just adjusted the beaches a little bit, and the sand and the gravel, and now I want to see how it plays out in game. It's looking a little bit better. As you can see, we have some more sand now, and I have made sure it will be gravel over here, and on these parts will be gravel, a lot of gravel, and a little bit of sand, and a stony and gravel ocean floor. Now let's make those cliffs, and I have used a custom terrain, call it mountain rock layer, which is this one. I'm going to show you how you can of course edit it, and I've been using raw stone, granite, diorite and andesite for this layer, as you can see. But you see this pattern? This is why you do layers, you do repeat, and you change the variation range and the scale and the axis, and then if you just play around with this, it will change. Do you see that? So it will change now a lot more. I kind of like this one, and I will use about 45 degrees when I paint it in. And let's see how that will go. Maybe we should do some grass first. Let's paint some grass first. I like to choose this one with this one with flowers and ferns and little grass, a little bit of variation. Only on land. And above I have waterland at 64, and let's choose 65, I think. Let's try that. Oh, that's 70. Match 65. Intensity at max. And it's looking good already. Let's see, keep that painting in. Now I can clearly see the edges where you want to have some sand and gravel. And to be honest, I don't want to use cobblestone, because cobblestone for me it's about the texture pack you're using, but for me it's more man-made material and not really the natural kind of material I want to use for my builds. But you can use cobblestone for rocks. Also, I don't use it for any ocean floor. Same goes for mossy stone, because it's also, well, not cobble mossy stone. You could use mossy stone. But I want to have some gravel, not much on the cliffs, because it will just... Well, if you have gravel in a pile of heap, it won't keep its shape. It will start falling down on all the sides. That's why I don't use a lot of gravel on very steep cliffs. I use some gravel on some slopes and some little hills and stuff. Okay, so we now put on all the grass with some vegetation on it. And now I'm gonna go and use the custom terrain, max intensity, and set it only on land and above 45 degrees. Let's see. Paint this in. This is a setting I like. You can choose your own settings. Then just paint it really nicely like so. I don't use any default brushes, I just use this one. Doesn't matter a lot, because you can change it in game if you want. And I'm gonna keep some parts with a different kind of stone, but for now I'm gonna paint in this, and then I'll choose some parts where maybe put just some granite only or diorite only. Diorite makes good for white cliffs. It's a good material for that. So, because I could use some more stone in here, which I will do, but maybe not this layered rock. Now let's have a look inside in game and see how it looks. Okay, let's see what we can see. And I like this result already. It's very pretty. So let's have a look with Unimap. Map everything out. Let it render. And oh yes, I can see that I like this already a lot. We can have a little look inside. Maybe you can do some more parts with stone here. I like really this part, it's really interesting. Let's have a little flyby and have a look at. Let's paint in some different material for stone, and I really like andesite and granite, and I think I will use where's granite? There. On your land, above 45 degrees. Let's decrease this by 30, only on grass. Paint this in over here. A little bit of granite over here, just on this wall, and maybe a little bit over here. Do some patches. Maybe a little bit inside here. It's looking better, and then I really want to get rid of this sand here. Just have some stone here, gravel. Only on, let's see, land. Let's use gravel. Above, no. Yeah, above for 64. Only on terrain sand, like so. This should get rid of it, I think so at least. Let's see. What height is this? This is 62, so a little bit higher. Yeah. Because I want to have some more stony shores. I will keep this one. I like this one a lot. And there you have it. Maybe we should just put out this sand too, and then just paint it in with gravel. This is not this part. Oh, we can have some little bit of sand over here. Do some gravel shore. We can do some gravel shore. All right. Okay. I have rendered out the map again with the changes we have made. So first, I always use Journey map. It's great. Oh, what's happening? Just let it render. We have a little flyby and have a look. Wasn't it over here we had to paint in some granite, I think? Yeah, I think so. This looks like it. Let's have a look inside. Yeah, this is granite part. And it's looking a lot better for the shores. Sometimes the map is strange when it renders out, but all in all, I like this. And I'm thinning out some gravel on some sides where I really don't want to have sand, like so, and here. And this is looking really good now. Really good. I'm happy with it. And as you see, you have some gravel shores here. And no weeds. Nothing. Which is, well, for me, that's good. This is looking really good. I like these layers a lot. These are mini-series, so we will continue on working on these islands, and we will start at rivers and some vegetation soon in the next video. But for now, this is going to be it. It will be a short video, but I don't want to have them very long. This is much better to have them just short videos. So see you in the next one. Bye bye.